What's up, guys? Ev and Aldo here. So I'm going to give you guys a quick weekend TA update on Bitcoin, how I'm navigating the market. So let's do a top-down analysis because people are talking about this right here, this money flow, or excuse me, VWAP coming up on the monthly, and it's almost out to hit there. However, it takes time. Monthly takes time. It could be until October 1st or more until this really plays out. Maybe within the next few weeks we could have a nice pump. Hard to say right now. There's a lot of conflicting information on the charts. Coming down on the weekly, however, money flow is coming up. It doesn't make me too concerned that the VWAP is coming down here. It could be some type of situation like that. I don't, we're not that bullish where like some people have been saying, it looks like this or whatever. No, we're just not. We're not that bullish, and too many people are talking about Bitcoin. Too many people are talking about crypto. We're not going to have a crazy 4 or 5 or we're not going to have anything too crazy. I don't think, at least not in the short term. I do think we have a good shot for a run up to if we measure this out here, a run up to something like November, December, give or take that area, that type of percentage, which would be somewhere from here to here. That type of percentage, what's that percentage? About 100%. That would bring us up to 100K. That would be the case for 100K. Once we do get to 100K, maybe it's a psychological number. Maybe people dump it down to 100K. Maybe we just bust through 100K and we have a blow up top at 150, something like that. I think there's a good shot of that happening. I'm going to stand by that prediction that I've had for a while. Here don't look good. This don't look good at all. 3-day, this is where it's really conflicting because there's just no money coming in here. You got a VWAP coming down as money flow is coming out. Very high probability that you're coming down. The bullish case, we want to hope for something like this, and we need that money to come back in this. We need the money to come back in this. And if we do have that happen, it would probably be a really great swing long opportunity if we come in green and the VWAP starts curving up here. But as of now, you got to be a little weary on the 3-day. I know Flop and Groper was talking about this. When you have conflicting info, usually it signifies sideways market for a bit. I think since we came up so much, things probably will be boring in the short term. We could look at the 2-day. Here we're back. It's choppy, but we're back in the green. If we do have this VWAP starting to curve up, that's our bullish case. That's our real bullish case. And the next points we got to look at is I would look at for Fib levels. If we do have it takes us up, this would be a good place to visit 50K psychological area. After 50K, 58. These are for swing longs. If you go swing long, as we have this view up coming up, and this is for longer term position. So right here, daily isn't looking half bad at all. Daily, you got money flow seems to be coming up, view up seems to be coming up, and we may have some trouble with this view up. This is a very important, this Fibonacci level. This is a very important level, the 0.5 Fib level. Price has been getting rejected off of it, so we'll see if we can break through it. I think if this VWAP crosses over, gets close, it may be what brings us through this. Let's go on to the 12-hour. This is very indicative of usually whenever you have a situation like this where you have money flow coming out and you have a VWAP that's been under the zero line for a while coming in, conflicting like that, that means we'll be sideways for a bit. I don't think we'll see anything too crazy in the next few days or this weekend. After a crazy dump like that, these opportunities don't come around, every day or every week. So we'll see what happens. But VWAP coming up, usually after you had a VWAP that's been down for a while, a VWAP that's been under the zero line, usually you do get a little bit of relief. It would make me lean slightly more bullish for the short term, but it's hard to say anything could happen here. This is looking still sideways, but a little bit more bullish for the VWAP. When you have a VWAP, it's trying to come up and then it comes back down, usually on both sides. When you have it below the zero line for a while, trying to come up, and then when it finally comes up, bam. Good shot we make it to this Fib level, I think. Good shot. Not financial advice, but I'd say more likely than not, maybe we make it to this Fib level. Even less confident because it's a weekend. Weekends are always weird. I trade a lot less on the weekends, and my positions are a lot smaller. Keep that in mind, guys. So basically, VWAP crossover on the 4-hour. This was great. The last night was a little weird. It was looking bearish for a while. I was almost going to go short. I told you guys on Twitter about my Ethereum short position. That got stopped out in profit after I took partial profits. Told you guys all about this stuff on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter if you want more real-time updates. And on the 15, minute right here. So I went in, I believe I went long right around this. No, it was not at 6 a.m. Last night I was up kind of late, right at this trigger wave, this little trigger wave here. So that's, you see coming up, these are anchor waves right here. They're below this dotted line. Those are anchor waves, trigger waves, especially when it's near zero line. Those, indicative of your coming up. Wasn't the best of the best of entries. I had one stop loss below here, another stop loss below here, half and half. I'm hedging the bets and the stop losses. Didn't get stopped out at all. Took first profits up here around this spider line, and I'm just letting it ride for now. So yeah, normally in a situation like this where you're printing the you just confirmed a green on the 4 hour, I would add to the position. However, it's a weekend, so I'm not. I'm just going to let it ride because weekends are much less predictable, and that's how I trade on weekends. Maybe this spider line will act as support. I think in all likelihood, it will act as support. Money flow, decent curvature on the 30-minute. I like what I'm seeing there. This doesn't look half bad. Things do look bullish overall. But, the weekend, I just want to let the trade ride. I already locked in profits, stop loss entry point. Why do I want more, stress than I need to have? Just going to let it ride. And let's look at Ethereum. So I'm currently not in an Ethereum position. My Ethereum short got stopped out in profit. And I didn't bother doing an Ethereum position, although it probably would have had a very, very similar success rate to Bitcoin, since they all both basically follow. And it's basically the same type of deal. We are curving into the red on the 4 hour on Ethereum, so this looks slightly worse than Bitcoin. Keep in mind, quarter four, Ethereum usually performs worse than Bitcoin, so we may see a better Bitcoin in quarter four. Let's look at the higher time frames. Let's just compare them to monthly, same deal coming up. That looks bullish. Coming down on the 3-day, doesn't look as bad as Bitcoin because you still have money flow in. However, it is coming out. And 2-day, it's coming out. Doesn't look too good, but also we're still in the green, so nothing to really worry about. And coming up here, this looks a little more bullish. This looks pretty good. I don't have a problem with that. Here, the same thing, indicative of more of a sideways type of thing when you have conflicting evidence like that. Indicative of more sideways or slightly more bullish with the VWAP coming up. And let's look at the lower time frames. Hour, you can't determine too much from that, but curvature, good curvature in the 30-minute. I like what I'm seeing here. These little trigger waves, these aren't bad places to enter. These little trigger waves. So people have asked me about the difference between an anchor wave and a trigger wave. So if it's below this dotted line, I believe it's if it's like here, these are anchor waves. Above the dotted line, trigger waves. So more, the farther down, it's the more, confident anchor wave. Closer to zero line, more confident trigger wave. Good places to enter, especially on time frames like 30-minute or even 15-minute or 20-minute. So coming up would have been a good place to go long there on Ethereum. If you're not in a position right now, what should you do? Well, let's see if we're hitting any major fibs or something like that you want to worry about. Let's see, from here to here, you can't really determine much from that. If you want to go, let's see, if you want to do a more conservative fib search, here to here, it seems to be like this point is acting as resistance. However, maybe, more likely than not, it is the weekend. Be very careful. I trade a lot less on weekends, like I said. Maybe more likely than not, we get a good shot at hitting 34, maybe this weekend. That is Ethereum. I want to look at Solana. I tweeted about Solana last night, and it was looking really good. I put a small long position on it. I believe it's doing pretty well. I got to look at that, and yes, it is. So, what was that? On the 15-minute, I went in right on the money flow crossover right here. So we did stop losses below there, so fine with the stop loss, still ahead. I did take some profits at 190, so I went at 183, took in some profits at 190. Didn't set my stop loss entry point because I liked what I was seeing on this. I really liked what I was seeing on this. This little trigger wave right here on the 4 hour VWAP coming up, I like that. Daily is coming down, so it does look overheated, but I wanted to give Solana a shot. Never really traded it too much in the past. I wanted to give it a shot, and it's worked out pretty well so far. I do like what I'm seeing on the 30-minute. I think we will, in all likelihood, have a money flow crossover for that. Keep in mind, my position sizes for this are not very large. It's not like what I'm doing with Bitcoin. So altcoins are normally very risky. And another one people have been talking about a lot is ALGO. That's been up a crazy amount. I know you guys probably want to know what I think about that. And printing red dot, VWAP coming down, and probably not the best time to go long. Let's look at the daily. VWAP coming down, red dot printing, when just confirm 10 hours. When you had something come up, this much, what typically happens? Typically you have some type of correction. Let's go to the VWAP from there, or excuse me, Fibonacci from there. That level may act as support. Curvature seems to be curving down. We looked at the 4 hour. Doesn't look half bad there. 2 hour. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. Money flow crossover downward. However, you could, maybe it'll act as support there. 15-minute doesn't look too bad. So, I personally wouldn't be trading this right now, but I mean, there's a lot of fanboys, a lot of people who like this. It could be more like the next Solana. A few of these coins have really been going up a lot. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If this seems really complicated for you, if you want, check out a resource that's really good for helping you learn how to trade. Check out Jason Casper's trading course, 17% off. Discount code EvanAldo. That's the course I took when I first started learning how to trade. If you want to get Market Cipher, 15% off. Discount code ALDO15. If you don't have Market Cipher yet, it is an incredible tool, guys. And check out my other links below if you want to help support the channel. If you want to create a new FEMEXC account, new BITGET account, I get a kickback, you get a kickback. Way to support the channel. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.